Hello race fans, welcome to another video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already and make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on future uploads. I'm currently on the road to 1K before the end of the year, so every little bit of your support helps towards helping me achieve that goal. Today we will be talking about the Xfinity Nashville race, and I'm so happy NASCAR actually listened to us and scheduled both the Xfinity and the Cup races to be held at night because the spring summer heat in Tennessee is unbearable. It was unbearable last year. I believe a few drivers were even checked in for heat exhaustion, if memory serves correctly. It also gave me some flashbacks to the June Nashville races from the Busch Nationwide Series in the 2000s, so nostalgia points right there, at least for this Xfinity race. The racing, however, left a bit to be desired. It kind of got a bit interesting in the final stage with a couple crashes and some lead changes under green, but still, it was far from what we expect out of an Xfinity race these days. And considering this has been the series people look forward to the most when it comes to NASCAR, that's saying something when my opinion of an Xfinity race is that it was mid. Of course, the truck race on Friday was kinda mid too, but it had the Roger Carruth storyline at the end that kept people tuned in and invested on the finish. This race had nothing of the sort. Yeah, towards the end we had kind of a storyline going on with Sheldon Creed potentially breaking through and finally winning that first career race, or Connor Silage outdueling the best driver on the field like Raja had done the night before. We even had a bit of a scare at the very end with Taylor Gray blowing a motor and starting to smoke, and I really thought that would force overtime, but none of that happened as Justin Allgaier took the lead on the final restart of a 3-wide pass on Silage and Brendan Jones, and despite his teammate staying hot on his heels for most of that final stretch, driver number 7 was just better in the long run, slowly pulling away as the laps wound down, and ultimately cruising to his third win of the season to cap off a flawless race for him in what has been a flawless season so far for that 7 bunch. Probably the best version of Justin Allgaier we have ever seen. It's this one right here, 2025. He might actually go back to back. No cap. He might actually pull it off. And it's actually crazy to say because the guy for the longest time, he was considered the Xfinity Series Denny Hamlin. You know, maybe the greatest driver in Grand National Series history to never win a title. And now he's already won one, and he's driving with such freedom now that he got that huge monkey off his back. He might actually win a second title before Denny Hamlin ever wins one in the Cup Series. If he ever does, which at this point I doubt it. But yeah, just another day at the office for Allgaier. Stage 1 win, Stage 2 win, led the most laps, set the fastest lap of the race, and won. Got all 61 points available to him. Only thing he didn't win was the pole. William Sawalich grabbed that instead for the first time this season, second in his career. And his track position allowed him to stay out front for the start of the race and lead the opening laps. Of course, as the cautions started coming out and strategy calls started being made all throughout the field, he got shuffled back and never recovered, but he stayed competitive enough for a top 15 run and potential top 10. He was fighting for 11th with Sammy Smith and his teammate Gray with about 50 to go. But of course, for what seems like the millionth time this season, he shoots himself in the foot again, makes contact with the 8 coming off turn 2, and spins out. And he wouldn't even get to salvage a mid-pack finish out of it, as just like his teammate in the 54, he blew an engine, letting the race as well, and dropped out due to that. And I have no doubt that spin into the grass was the root cause of those overheating issues. So yeah, add that to the list of self-inflicted wounds for this 18 bunch in what has been one of the worst seasons for any JGR driver in team history in any division. Cup Series, Xfinity, Truck Series, you name it. Another driver that's had it pretty rough this season has been Christian Eckes. Now, unlike Sawalich, his issues have not been self-inflicted. He just hasn't been able to catch a break. This time around, a good old stack up at the beginning of Stage 3, and him slamming into the back of Harrison Burton ended his race early. His 5th DNF of the season. The truck that he was really looking forward to. Remember last year's truck race, he led every single lap on his way to victory. And like Sawalic, he had a car that could have finished in the top 10. Just another blow for him in the playoff race. 78 points below the cut line now. Hell, his teammate Daniel Dye is looking like Kaulig's best and most consistent driver right now, although now that I say it out loud, I realized he might not be the best time for me to mention it because he just got disqualified after finishing a solid 9th due to rear heights on his number 10 car not being within the mandated specifications. Jesus Christ, what is up with drivers getting disqualified this year? It seems like it's becoming a very common occurrence now. But yeah, terrible day for JGR, terrible day for Kaulig. Great day for JR Motorsports though. Allgaier, of course, the winner. Connor Silic second, a 1-2 right there. Ross Chastain driving the number 9 for this race. He finished 5th. And then Carson Cavapoli and Sammy Smith. They initially finished 10th and 11th. But due to the Daniel Dye DQ, they move up to 9th and 10th. So all 5 of the JRM cars placed in the top 10 for this race. So yeah, this was just a decent affair, all things considered. But man, judging by how much the Xfinity and truck drivers struggle with passing throughout the entire weekend thus far and how much truck position matter, this is not a good omen for the Cup race. And I know Nashville has always kind of been like that, tough track to pass, but again, we already know how it goes with this Gen 7. The trucks and the Xfinity cars have been able to make it work, but I'm really concerned about what racing we will see on Sunday.